First Church. Hello. My name is Madalene Macahado, and I am currently a sophomore at New Smyrna Beach High School. I am on the weightlifting team, and as a hobby, I longboard all the time. I started coming to youth group in 7th grade, and I was confirmed, baptized, and became a member of this church May 2018. I've attended Warren Willis Camp, Linked, high school and middle school, winter retreat, and missions week. As a kid, I was involved with church, but around 5 or 6 years old, we had to part our ways due to some difficulties. But as I got older, I still prayed and knew who he was. At the time, I just didn't know about him. December 2016, my uncle passed away. For me, this was one of my biggest lows. I was lost, and so was my dad, which led me to hiding how his death affected me. My dad needed us more than ever, so I surrounded him with love instead of sadness at that time. Not to have favorites, but this was my favorite uncle. And he was the biggest impact on my life, and forever will be. He was the most caring and generous person you would have ever met. After his death, I had no clue how to cope with it. I didn't know who I could talk to. In 7th grade, not many of my friends had went through a death that affected them as much as this one affected me. April 2017 was the first time I came to youth group. Quite honestly, at first, I wasn't really sure about it, but after I got introduced to a lot of people, I found it to be a very welcoming place. And actually, I ended up reconnecting with an old elementary friend because of this. At the time, I didn't know that this church would have the biggest influence on me. May 5th of 2017, it was when we released my uncle's ashes into the ocean. We called it a life celebration because there wasn't a sad moment about it. We knew he was in a better place. After that was when I started going to youth group often. It made me feel better about myself. I felt closer to the people that were better mentally for me. It was my happy place, my getaway from all the negative. Before church, I was surrounded by people that didn't know their self-worth. They would abuse their bodies with stuff that they shouldn't even know about, especially since they were 7th graders going on 8th grade. Before church, I would surround myself with my normal crowd. I didn't feel myself. I always felt completely drained, physically and mentally, which happened to make me drop a lot of my friends. But it was the best thing for me. I started coming to this church more seriously, changed my attitude, especially talking to friends. Everything changed for me. I truly felt like I was accepted by the people I was around. Thanks to God himself for bringing me here so I could meet my best friend, Sydney. Me and her connected from the simplest things. We laugh all the time, and she always makes me feel like a better person. She brings the best parts out of me. She was a God-given best friend, and I am so very thankful for her. How might I have been if I never attended this youth group for the first time? I may not have known who I was as a person or what his plan was for me. I wouldn't have known my leadership capabilities or my dedication to learning his word. I might have given into what other kids were doing, complying with the wrongfulness that was their everyday life. As I get older, I'm still learning God's ways, what he has planned for me. Some people I'm close to definitely know I'm very impatient. It's bad. I remember this one time when I was fishing with my grandfather under the New Smyrna Beach Bridge, the one by Manatee Park. And yes, I was a kid, keep that in mind. I wanted to catch a fish so badly, I gave up. It was taking too long. And at that age, I had one of those Little Mermaid fishing poles, the ones that are completely useless. And my grandfather told me to wait a couple more minutes. So of course I did, convinced that I would get something, and I did. It was beautiful. It was so exciting. I was so proud of it. It was the most amazing crab that I have ever caught. But that's an accomplishment to me. That was a big deal. It was in the sea, so I mean, close enough for me. But still to this day, I struggle with impatience. Anyone with me? I'm learning to understand his ways. One particular scripture that helps me with my struggles is Psalms 37:7. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. His word continues to help me grow into the person I want to be. Through my struggles or not, I know he's still with me, guiding me, loving me, and giving me patience. Thank you so much for letting me share with you today. I am very nervous and my hands are sweating. But I am so thankful for this church and for the adults who have poured these years into me. This is my church family. My name is Madalene, and thank you for helping me be an impact